All right, let's see. Wonderful. We are just waiting for a couple more people. I know I'm late today about a couple of minutes. So let's see how things go. We are going to answer your immigration questions. If you have any, please feel free to put them in the chat. For those of you who have not joined us before, I am immigration attorney Connie Kaplan. We help immigrants everywhere make the United States their permanent home. The topic for today and what I'm going to be focusing on is those individuals already in the United States who are perhaps working for a U.S. employer, whether they are working for them with papers or without papers. So let's see what questions you guys have. I look forward to them while I address the topic. Oh, hi, Kai. So please feel free to put your questions in the chat and I'll address them the best I can. Okay, so hopefully somebody will tell me, because we are on TikTok right now, we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and we hope they all work. For some reason, every once in a while, I find out that the one on Instagram is not working, or the chat function on Facebook is not working. It's always something or another. I can't worry about that, so let's focus on you guys. And if you have questions, just put them in there and in the chat and I'll address them. So what happens if you are in the United States and you are working for a US employer, okay? And that US employer does not pay you or doesn't treat you properly, or doesn't pay you for some time that you work, pays you only for other times that you work. What about the employer holding your passport and not allowing you to leave? Now, this is very common. It's more common than you guys think. And it's an unfortunate situation, okay? Sadly, there are many people who are enticed to come to the United States under the promise of having a well-paid job with a well-respected family or with a very good employer, perhaps being told you just have to come and clean the house, light cleaning, and you are going to be off Saturday and Sunday, and we are going to pay you, say, $500 a week or whatever it is, right? And then it turns out you come, for example, you're from the Philippines, and you come and instead of doing light cleaning, you have to do babysitting and cooking and cleaning and ironing and a bunch of other things. And you don't have Saturday and Sunday off. You are really working there 7 days a week and you don't have any free time. And it's not 8 hours a day. It's almost 24 hours a day, except when you get to sleep if you're lucky. So those things are actually considered human trafficking. That's labor trafficking. And that is not something that it's uncommon, okay? It is more common than you guys think. So if that is your situation, let me give you another example. It could be that you work for a construction company. There was actually a huge documentary on this on Netflix, if you really go to see it, where this construction company in Pensacola, Florida, we are in Florida, but we help immigrants everywhere make the United States their permanent home. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you are in the United States and you are in one of these situations, we can help you. And the reason I'm mentioning that is, and before I go to the other example from Pensacola, is immigrants who are the victims or alleged victims of sex trafficking or labor trafficking are eligible for a T visa, trafficking visa, okay? And that eventually gets you permanent residency, gets you a green card in the United States. If that is your situation, then we should address it, and we should address it as soon as possible, because sooner rather than later, you might be able to have a work permit and permanent residency. So I see a question on YouTube. What if the person is not allowed to use their phone or their phone calls are monitored? That is not an issue. Basically speaking, in the United States, if you work for an employer and they pay you for your time, that is the employer's time. You are not allowed to use your cell phone, generally speaking, except for emergencies, emergency access only while you are at work. Same thing with calls being monitored. All your calls will be monitored and should be monitored by the employer, because during the period of time that you are working for the employers and you get paid, assuming you get paid, okay, then your time belongs to that employer. So it is if the employer chooses to monitor your calls, monitor your work, monitor the use of your phone, that is absolutely within their right. So that is not something that qualifies as labor trafficking. However, if we are looking at all the other factors, it could be just one. This could be just one factor. And for example, you're not allowed to use your phone, and you don't have a cell phone, and you're not allowed to leave the house, and you can only use the house phone and only with permission. That is a different story. So it really depends, okay? Do you need to be inside the United States to be eligible? Yes, you do. So, hi, Kai, you're from Liberia. Somebody's from Pakistan. Okay, great. Hi, Pamela wants to know, I filed for my adjustment of status already. How long is the wait for me to become a permanent resident? Pam, I would like to know more about when you applied, how you applied, are you in the United States? And if you have a receipt date, that would be magnificent. I can look it up for you and tell you, okay? I also need to know your exact location. Perhaps you can give me a city, and that I can see how long adjustment of status takes. Don't confuse adjustment of status with consular processing, okay? So if you are in the United States and you apply for the green card, guys, not necessarily Pamela, she knows what she's talking about. So if you're in the United States and you're applying for your green card, then it's called adjusting your status from non-immigrant to immigrant. If you are applying for your green card outside the United States, then it's a process called consular processing, and you are arriving in the United States with an immigrant visa, and you become a resident when you enter. So Pam, if you give me more information, I'll try to help you more, okay? Hi, Sam, I'm good, thanks. How can I get a US visa? It depends on the type of visa. It must be your first time here, because I address this topic almost every single day. I get this question a lot. There are 186 types of visa. You tell me how you can get one. The only way for me to know how you can get one is to have a full consultation with you. Discuss your goals, your history, your education, your experience, your marital history, discuss your immigration history with the United States. And based on those things, I can give you perhaps some direction as to what would be your best options for you. Also, when you are talking a US visa, there are different types. There are non-immigrant visas, like a tourist visa. You come visit, go to Vegas, do whatever, go back. And there are permanent options where you can come and get a permanent resident, be a permanent resident, and eventually apply for US citizenship. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. I mean, how can I get US visa? That's exactly what I addressed. US visa, 186 different types of US visas. All right, and those are just temporary options. Nobody can tell you, how can I get a US visa, without discussing your options with you. Okay. How can I apply for a green card in Kenya? Okay, so let's talk about that. Green card means permanent residency, okay? Permanent residency means that you are on your way to citizenship. Permanent residency is an immigrant status. For you to get that, you need to have a way to immigrate to the United States. So generally speaking, there are more options than this, but generally speaking, there are 5 ways to get a green card to come to the United States. One of them is through investment, depending on your financial situation. The green card lottery. It could be, sorry, I'm drawing a blank because I got a message on the screen. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking of that one as well. So the third one is employment-based. And then we have family. So employment, you have to have an employer willing to sponsor you. Okay. Family, you have to have a family member willing to sponsor you. And the fifth one is if you are already in the United States, but you're not, you're in Kenya, doesn't even apply to you. So those are your general options. Now, if you want to know exactly how you personally can come to the United States, the best thing to do is get your history together, like I told the other person a second ago, and then you can book a consultation and talk to us, okay? How to get employer's petition. Great. So what you need to do is find a U.S. employer willing to hire you. And during that process, they have to run recruitment process, and they have to show to the Department of Labor that they cannot find a qualified American willing and able to take the job. Okay? So that is how you get that. Once the employer is willing to file the petition, then you wait. It takes about 2.5 years, and then you come to the United States. Hi, Kelvin. All right, let's talk more. Trump 2024. Olivia, more power to you. All right, Pam, I'm in the US and I live in New York. I didn't get my receipt yet because it's only 3 weeks now. Okay, so let me look it up. Last I checked, last week it was about 2 years for New York. Okay, so let's see processing times. And I'll tell you. I should learn every single time I'm online. Somebody's asking me that. I should actually have the website already up for you guys. All right. Olivia, come on, seriously? You don't have to like what I have to say. You really don't. It's okay. Build the wall. Okay. Whatever. All right. So let's see. New York. All right, so I'll tell you your processing time in New York right now for a family-based petition. They are now processing applications filed in April 2018. So probably about 39 months, okay? About 3 years and so. All right. You are very welcome. All right. Thank you, Bob. Yes, he did. Thank you. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Angel. Thanks for helping me, guys. I appreciate that. Okay. I need employment visa in the US. Okay, so John, let's talk about that for a second. I would need to know a lot more. I did a TikTok a couple of weeks back in which I'm saying the information that I need, okay, from you in order to help you. So I need a lot more information than that. I would need to know your age, your education, how far did you go in school, is your degree the equivalent of a US degree, and what would that be, and so on, okay? And then you need to find an employer willing to sponsor you before I even come into play and help you with your visa. Okay, I feel like you would be a good teacher in middle school. I wish, okay. No, not in middle school. Middle school is the worst period of time. If anything, probably elementary, because at least they still listen to you, but thanks for that, all right? Hi, Miss Aguilera. Pamela, thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure. You look like Bob from VeggieTales. I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's a compliment or not, but I'll take it. Okay? It's okay. I'll take it as a compliment. Doesn't matter. How do I get a visa if I have a fiance in the United States? So let's talk about that. If your fiance is a US citizen, then there is a fiance visa available, okay? So if the fiance visa is available, then your US citizen fiance can petition for you, file the first step of the process, then you apply for your fiance visa, it gets approved, you come to the United States. That is the fastest way to come to the United States, as long as you and your US citizen fiance have met in person at least once in the last 2 years, okay? Hope that helps. Can a mother, permanent resident, apply or petition for the married son, which is 36 years old now? The categories are different, okay? So let me tell you what the categories are. Let me do a different website because, okay, give me 1 second. All right, and then I'll address it. Okay, so here are the categories for what a permanent resident can apply, okay? So you apply if you are a permanent resident for your spouse, if the spouse is already in the United States. Right now, the visa bulletin is current and you can apply for a spouse. Okay, now, permanent residents, okay, they have 2 categories. They have spouses and children, so that is spouses, then children under the age of 21, and unmarried sons or daughters who are over the age of 21. There is no other category that you can apply for as a permanent resident. You would have to become a US citizen first, and then you apply for your married son. That would make it the 4th category, so it's F4 category, and right now they are processing applications filed in 2007. So we are looking at a 14-year wait. Hello, ma'am, it's 3 months of my asylum interview at San Francisco. No decision yet. How long will it take? When you left your asylum interview, the officer should have given you a date to go back and pick up your decision. If they haven't, you might want to keep checking the status of your application and see if there is an update on that. Make sure you haven't moved, because if you moved and you didn't give them the new address, it's going to fall on you. If it does get denied, you are going to be referred to an immigration judge. When it's referred to an immigration judge, you get a notice to appear in court. If you miss that court because they don't have your apartment number, or they don't have your latest address, or you moved, or somebody intercepted your mail, you are going to be given an order of deportation and you can't get out from that, okay? So it's very important that somebody looks at this for you. However, keep in mind that they can take their time and give you a decision after the interview. I can ask, okay, but it will take probably a few weeks for them to respond to us as well, okay? So they could take 6 months, all right? Keep that in mind. The son is married with 3 kids. Yes, once you are a US citizen, only after you're a US citizen, you can petition for your son. And when it comes to that, whatever the status is going to be in 14 years, when it comes to that, if he's still married, the ages of the kids, if the kids are aging out, they might not be able to travel with your son. I have a green card. How can I bring my fiance to US? You cannot, unless the fiance has other options available, okay? Unless the fiance has other options available to them to come to the United States, you cannot bring them as a fiance. You have to be a US citizen in order to petition for your fiance with a fiance visa. They might have other options. We can try to look into those for you. What's your topic? Thanks for asking. Today, the topic is what happens if you are an immigrant in the United States and you are being abused or trafficked by your employer because they are not paying you wages, okay? So generally speaking, labor trafficking, that's what we are talking about. Home to Biz is E2 visa appointment open. It depends on the country. In most places, it's not. However, if you are already in the United States, then you can do a change of status to an E2 visa. So it really depends on where you are located. Right now, can you do a change of status? Can you be in the United States and do a change of status from, say, a tourist to an E2? Depends on where you are exactly. Most of the consulates are still closed and they are not processing E2 visas. In some countries, they are open, and the wait time, it's about 3 to 4 months. Oh, thank you. After how many years of having a green card can you apply for citizenship? Ooh, great question. So if you received your first green card, and you got it through marriage, for example, and you have been married to your spouse for less than 2 years, when you get that green card, you get the conditional green card. So then your first process is to apply for the removal of those conditions on the green card. And then a year after that, you can apply for citizenship. So it's, if you are married to a US citizen, okay, for 3 years, it's really 2 years and 9 months, and they were already a US citizen for 3 years at the time you guys got married, then you can apply for citizenship in 3 years. Otherwise, for all other categories, you have to wait 5 years. It's actually 4 years and 9 months when you can apply for citizenship for all other categories. Okay, you're 25 years old. I don't know what O-level education is. You are welcome. You don't have anybody there in the US, you need to find someone. Your court date is 25th. So do you have the 25th of August, 25th of September? Where is your court date? What location? And is it immigration court? And is that based on asylum being denied, or you have another date? Okay, so let's talk. If you have a 2-year green card and you broke up before getting your 2-year renew, can you apply for the 10 years? Yes, you have, and we do this on a regular basis. This is what we are best known for. So do give us a call. We can probably help you with that. Nobody should have to stay in a relationship if it doesn't work out. And depending on the amount of documents that you do have, it probably is as simple as just getting divorced and then filing based on your good faith marriage to your spouse. If other things are going on that we would have to develop, then we'll look at that, okay? So let's see. Employers mostly hire US new citizens or residents in US. Yes, but not always. And that's why I still have a business, because employers hire people from abroad all the time. All right, my pleasure. How can you play American lottery? I'm assuming you mean the green card lottery. Wait for October, that's when it generally opens. Assuming it opens this year as well, I'll keep you guys posted. When do we start applying for green card lottery? October. E2 from Canada. You have more options than you know. Give us a call and let's help, okay? Let's talk about that. E2 from Canada is very common. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. All the clients that I have for E2 this time of year, particularly before the season starts, are from Canada. So all right. I think, how can a non-citizen get the green card? I just addressed this a second ago, 5 general options. Okay, assuming you are already in the United States, asylum, green card lottery, maybe if it's better if you do this one from outside the United States, through employment, investment, or through family. If my cousin is wanting to, in applying for a T visa, what documents would be helpful to have with them? Ooh, a lot to document. If we are talking labor trafficking, there is a lot going on there, okay? So we would need to know the contract, if they had a contract. What were the terms of their employment? What were they promised? What exactly is happening, okay? Is there an issue of withholding the pay? Is there an issue of them not having freedom to travel, freedom to talk? Things like that. There is a lot going on, more than you know. And speaking, I'm glad you asked me that, because I did not address the issue with the employer from Pensacola. Really, there is a very good documentary on Netflix with construction companies in Pensacola hiring many immigrants and not paying them and threatening them with calling immigration and so on. And believe it or not, you can also sue them in court. As a green card holder, can I invite my uncle and aunt in US on a B1, B2 visa? Yes, you can. However, right now, consulates are not open for any B1, B2 visas. If your particular consulate is open and processing B1, B2 visas, then yes, you can do it. I will answer only a couple more questions because I do have to go. Okay, let's see. How to get the 2-year green card when you are outside the US. If you are married to a US citizen, that US citizen petitions for you, and you are getting your green card interview before your 2nd year anniversary, then you get the 2-year green card. That's the only way to get the 2-year green card. All right. Can a non-citizen in a foreign country play the green card lottery? That is the idea. People outside the United States apply for the green card lottery when it opens, okay? And generally it opens in October, and that's when you apply for the green card lottery. You need to make sure you are using the official site, okay? They do change it every once in a while. The most recent one was DV program, with an M at the end, not M-E at the end, and dvprogram.state.gov. Any other website or any website asking you for money is not the official site. Save your money. Why the National Visa Office, after accepting documents, asking for us to resubmit again? Because they suck. They are horrible, okay? So seriously speaking, that's the biggest problem that you have with the National Visa Office. So yeah, you just have to resubmit. My cousin is afraid of speaking to a lawyer. Everything we share is confidential. Yes, everything you share in a consultation with a lawyer in the United States is confidential, meaning nobody can disclose that to somebody else, which is why when you meet with an immigration attorney, you should not record. You should give them all the information so they can properly help you, okay? And you should not be afraid to give them the correct information. The worst thing you can do for yourself when you call an immigration lawyer in the United States is lying. All right, so I spoke with all of you. Do I need to have a police report for the T visa? Yes, you do. Well, maybe, yes, you do. What documents can work as proof? We can help you with that. Give us a call. My team is ready, 954-466-0070. So let's work on that, okay, guys? All right. That's enough for today. I hope I addressed as much as possible. I do have another live scheduled for tomorrow at exactly the same time, 4 o'clock. So I'll see you guys there.